we going live yet? Yeah, we're going live,
It
I
is
think.
live. There we are.
All right, man. We're rocking and rolling. So it's Josh Halpern here from the Van Ambassador, traveling around, checking in with cool people, doing cool stuff. We're talking to Adam from Lazy Guy DIY. Adam, what's up?
How's it going?
And we're talking to Matt from Content Crashers. How you doing?
What's up, Josh? How's things?
Well. Thinking a lot about hot dogs lately, thanks to you guys. Let's talk first about, before we get into how a hot dog goes viral, I want to talk first about what you guys do for most of your time on Earth. Adam, I got your website. Hit us. What are you doing in this world?
Yeah, so I worked a boring desk job for years, sat in cubicle rows and needed a little motivation. Kicked off a woodworking website back in 2016, and it's just expanded to a ton of different things since then. I do a lot of mid-century modern furniture. I do a ton of stuff with brands these days as far as ambassador, a lot of behind-the-scenes work, woodworking competitions. I have my fingers in basically everything in the industry, in the maker industry at this point.
That's awesome. You live it. All right. Thank you. All right. So, Matt, tell us, Content Crashers. Let me pull up your site here.
Yeah. So kind of the same origin story as Adam. I was a woodworking influencer. We had two different trajectory paths. I got picked up by a marketing outfit for a brand. So I started doing marketing for a brand, and then it just kind of snowballed into what Content Crashers is becoming, as essentially a site that provides resources to content creators to really take them to the next level.
Awesome. All right. Well, then with that, again, we're going to talk about what the infinite loop is, but we're going to see it in action right now. You guys killed it with this video. Here we go. We put some audio on. Whoa. It's.
What's that? You get hooked by the loop. It keeps going.
Yeah.
Did we already just watch it through a loop?
Already been through.
Did I just get looped?
You got looped.
Holy
You
cow.
got looped.
All right, explain. First of all, how many videos across the ecosystem? How many views are we talking? How many subs are we talking here?
Yeah, the first 24 hours as we got pulled up on there, it's 1.5 million views right out of the gate from that. And then over the course of like 45 days, it's skyrocketed up to 150 million views, and then roughly about 155,000 subscribers just on the YouTube platform itself. If you were to collectively pull together in all the different places we posted, it's a little higher than that.
And this is a video that you found and you captured. How again? Walk us through. One of you took it on this trade show.
Yeah, so I can talk about that. Matt and I were in Atlanta at a trade show, and Saw Stop has their table saws out there. They always do this hot dog test. You do it at all different shows, and people stand around and they just show how if you had your finger in the blade, it would drop immediately. It locks the blade, drops it in like a millisecond, so you can't injure yourself. So we're like, okay, let's just grab this footage and we'll post it. I think I was doing a bunch of like robotic videos and stuff. I'm like, let's just grab a Saw Stop one, and we did. I posted it first. It got, after a month of just sitting there doing nothing, it popped up to like 7 million, 8 million views. And I'm like, Matt, this thing is going insane right now. And I was like, what do you think's going on here? And then Matt sort of started doing a deep dive, and that's sort of where Matt takes over from this.
And then so Matt, so okay, so you get some initial juice. You didn't do anything or pay anything for that month. You just all of a sudden somebody just picked it up.
Yeah, and of course, like you do the Instagram Reels, and it was on there, and the month of like earning on there fell off, and then that thing just went absolutely insane afterwards. So it got like, I don't know, like 10,000 views or something, and then as soon as the juice ran off of that, where you get paid for it, and I'm not saying there's conspiracy here, but it was just randomly just start taking off all over the place.
Okay, then passing the baton over to Matt, he starts to supercharge it.
Correct.
Yeah.
How'd that happen? What'd you do?
Well, we took a look at what was compelling with the video that Adam put together, and there was the action took place within 1.5 to 2 seconds. So we decided, he had the same video that was a zoom in of at a different angle. We kind of manipulated it in a way that it was kind of like you're seeing something that's not. It's the same video. You're just watching it zoomed in, zoomed out in slow motion. So we had additional footage, and I went to a grand opening of a store, and they had this part, like right where the guy's at right now with the outdoor one. I talked him into it. His name was James, and I asked him if he could run it one more time because they were done. So I recorded that from 2 different angles. So, we had another camera set up. They were just cell phones on the left, and then I was on the right. We recorded that, spliced it together, did some freeze frames, and then created the infinite loop, which is a really unique thing that essentially you get looped into this. You don't know that it's ended. So it just kind of repeats, and then you get essentially a double view, and then your retention rate goes through the roof.
So here, this is stuff that's shot separately. You went and shot it additionally, right? Because it doesn't look like it's part of the trade show.
Yeah.
And then you splice it in, and then we're just watching it go through the end of it. Boom, right back to another shot that you had taken after the fact.
It's actually, yeah. So it's actually the last frame is the beginning frame. So it's the same clip, and you watch the end, and you think that it's like you're still watching the same part. And that's what kind of loops you in.
Boom, looped it. You crazy rascal. Okay, so all right, and so let's talk about what this means when you start to drive a video. Hold on, let me shut this off here. You've got this video, now you've got all this audience. What do you do with it? How can it help a brand grow?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the big question at this point. So it takes people years to build like a YouTube channel, and Matt's put this on all different platforms, from Instagram to TikTok to YouTube. I think YouTube with evergreen content is one of those things that it's one of the most difficult ones to grow and maintain. And I mean, he did it in days, like literal days. I mean, I've had my channel for 6 years, and I've never seen growth like that. I think, didn't you get a play button also for like a viral video?
Yeah, I just got the notification that they're shipping it. So we got the silver award for 100,000 subscribers. So in 45 days, it went from 2 subscribers to, like 145,000.
And here it is right there. Where can they all see this video? They just, it's at Content Crashers on YouTube.
Yep.
And it's 4.4 million views here. And bam, one more. Okay, so now let's take a step back. We're going to go back to 2015. SawStop has a video of the hot dog demo right here. Got 2.3 thousand views in 2015, and they're going on about the whole thing. And where does the hot dog? There we go. We finally get to the hot dog at minute 2:32. There it is, the magic. Had they just cut that, and he spent the rest of the day just drinking and hanging out, he would have been in good shape. But now we're years later. Very interesting that's that. Can you talk about some of the key attributes that other people now can look at to do when they're creating their own videos? Break it down in those nuggets that you've talked about before.
Yeah, I think I can, Matt, you can jump in on here also, but I mean, it's just it's consumable content. It's quick, it's fast, and then you get that loop in there. But I mean, this is what we showed isn't new, but what's really strange is that I think it's a combination of, you get something that maybe some people hadn't heard of in the industry before, even though SawStop's been around forever, but they watch it over and over again. It's something that catches the eye. It's quick. It's only a few seconds. And it's something that just is like, they don't believe it. They're like, no, this is fake. Why? People are photoshopping this, and it comes at it again. They watch it again. They share it with somebody. And it's interesting. It doesn't, depending on what platform it was on, the strange thing for me is I could watch which countries it was hitting on which platform. So maybe SawStop wasn't available in those countries, and you would see a lot of that taking off at first. But then it came back over domestic again, U.S., and that's where I think a lot of growth came from. So you're getting good valued views at that point, and it's just something they hadn't seen. But I mean, that quick, instant serve content is what people want. They're not going to sit there a lot of times for those long form videos.
Yeah, I could attest to that. I'm the king of long form videos. And then Matt was like, why don't you just take that picture with your finger or something, and you'll probably get viral. I'm like, wait, but I've got all this stuff in my brain I want to share. That's the biggest thing, is that whole, for lack of a better term, that kill the baby thing. The things that we hold most dear about our brands, about what the story and all these other things, you know, it's not that you can't tell that story, but to get people in the door, you can't overwhelm them.
No, absolutely. There's two different ways for me, at least the way that I approach this. So the Content Crashers, we're trying to create viral video. You know, we're hashing out different ways that you could get something to pop off, and there's key components that have to exist for that. So you have to elicit emotion. It's got to be frustration, anger. If you have something that's calm or soothing or something like that, it doesn't really go contagious. So you have to think of it as something that if you're at a water cooler at work and you have your phone out and you say to somebody like, hey, you should check out this video, it's really neat. Is it something that you would share to somebody at work? And if the answer is yes, then chances are it's going to go contagious. So the SawStop video that we see there that they produced, what was that, 2015, the other school of thought is when you create that long form video, YouTube's going to reward that because it's a long video. So you could throw in multiple advertisements, which they get a share of that as well as you. So a healthy mix of short contagious content that gets your following boost, gets things growing, as well as the long form, so that when you're monetized and you can have ads on there, you retrieve payment from the ads. The more ads you could place into a longer video, the better. And then YouTube will reward that because it's something that's getting projected out there that they can put ads on. So the whole thing is like, what's going to be the biggest value that's going to keep somebody on a platform? Pay Google and YouTube, as well as how you can collect money from that.
Yeah. A couple other examples then. So for Adam, obviously you have a lot of product that you either make yourself or you also talk to about other makers. Are there some examples that you have of great videos, great stories that then didn't pop off, and then you like did a short version of that really had some effect?
Yeah, I mean, as you're making a piece of furniture, you're telling a story is the big thing, and you want to show that thing through and through, and you can put together your entire process making that thing soup to nuts. And if you have one thing where a chunk of wood blows off and hits you in that content or something like that, I mean, there's a reason why epic fail is a thing. And those little snippets, or you see some of these things sometimes where somebody's building something. I've seen it a bunch of times, and you literally do a close up of like screwing in the final screw of something, or you're doing like these little threaded inserts, and you play that for 5 seconds. It doesn't matter what the rest of the piece looks like. That's gonna get millions of views. It's insane.
Yeah. Yes, and that's why you get lots of scars, because you're like, hey, honey, just hit me with this. Do it for the views. And she's probably like, I'll do it for a lot of reasons. But
that's right.
yeah, I see some of your shorts, obviously, and they're even just the thumbnail of the first frame, which is something I think you've also talked about, Matt. Like that first frame is not, you know, this one, even just the SawStop first frame right here, right? You look at that and you're like, something's about to happen. It hasn't happened yet. And you know that something's moving in the direction that something's going to happen, but I really need to see what happens, right?
Well,
this is also really interesting, yeah.
Well, and the crazy thing too is that, so with shorts with YouTube, they do not allow you to pick a thumbnail yet. So it's very important that you load that one in there and have it ready to go. So like you see with some of mine, like I'm just jumping into YouTube Shorts at this point, really, but you got to be careful what your picture looks like. Like the one that's all the way on the right with the outdoor review that I posted. I mean, you don't really see anything there.
You're right. That's the most boring one here.
Exactly. So if I would have done something a little different, it would have been a little bit better.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You should, you got to stick your foot in there somewhere, get it caught, maybe some blood.
Exactly.
But like this one right here, I want to know what the heck you're touching. I don't know. And then, oh, you did a Christmas one. Christmas song.
So, and that's the thing too. So I think music's very, everybody wants to put music on these shorts and everything. The problem is if you're dropping a loop in there, you're going to give it away that you, if your song starts over, they already know it's there. And people think that, okay, if you get a viral song, Instagram, YouTube, they're going to push it through there. But once it starts taking off, if you want that loop to really work and double those views, you can't have that audio in there that's going to key everybody that they're sucked back in.
Right, and that's another, I don't know if we kind of really delved into that. The reason why you want the loop is because you get the repeat viewers, which gives you points in a sense. Well, it gives you number. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh gosh, a lot of stuff. Okay. Well, this is awesome. I think a lot of people have some stuff to take away. We're going to obviously post some shout outs and some links to some more educational content from Content Crashers, and of course, Lazy Guy DIY if you want to learn how to do it right. Anything else we want to share with this group? Big takeaways?
I think that covers it. You know, it's
right.
infinite loops are the ticket that kind of drives that traffic. You know, and as long as you have that last frame and the first frame feed into it, and you don't have any dead giveaways that you've watched the loop, it's just going to pop off.
Well, and I think also throw content out there because honestly, you don't know what's going to hit. Like when I put that up there, it seems like sometimes like the throwaway posts are the ones that go absolutely viral and take off, especially like on Instagram or TikTok or something. I think we were talking right before this that I had a buddy that had not been using YouTube Shorts. He posted a couple this morning, and they just start taking off within 20 minutes. I mean,
Yep.
you don't know until you put content out there.
Yeah, that's
That's
awesome.
it.
All right, and obviously, a whole production crew to walk by somebody on a trade show and say, "Hey, this is interesting to me. I think I should capture that too." All right, awesome. All right, everyone can get out there, do it. Vambassador going out there, checking out what people are doing. Hopefully, you can all grow your business as well, and we'll see you out there on the road.
All right. Thanks, Josh.
Yes, thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Matt.